Hello, everyone. We are back. European Rums, part 2. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Scotland was, I'm not going to lie, the Scottish rums were a little bit disappointing. They were good. They were recommendable, but like there were really only 2 or 3 that I felt like kind of stood out as something I can point to as like, this is different. But today we are doing some Italian and German rums, and we shall see if they can. Oh my god, Mater already stepping out of the gate with just attacking me from the glass. Anyways, it's Italian and German rums today. What do we got? It is, what is this? 3 different distilleries. We have got the Alma Distillery, which makes Mater rum in Sicily. We have got Rumreich Distillery in Alto Adige, so far, far northeast Italy. And hang on, let me pour this. Don't want to get ahead of myself. There's the Rumreich. And we got 2 bottlings from Feller Rumreich from kind of southwest Germany, from Baden-Württemberg, if I remember correctly. Yes, this is the only aged option in the group. All right, so I will tell you more about these as we get to them. Thank you, by the way, to the kind folks who sent me these. All right, let us get started with Sicily. All right, so these 3 are the Maters. They came out last year. I never really got to them, but I hopped in on a split, and here we are. We've got, we got the 2 single varietal bottlings. We've got the yellow cane. We've got the purple cane, all cane juice based rums. And then we have got the blend, which is a little bit less expensive, but just as potent. These are like, they're all kind of in the mid-50s ABV wise. This one is 52.5%. So again, it's Modica, Sicily, which is, it's not the farthest point you can get in Europe. I think technically some of the Greek islands go a little bit further south, but this is pretty darn far south. It's at the southern part of Italy, and yes, you can grow cane down there, and they do, and they make cane juice rum. So they do have a hybrid still, basically, so they can run it either as a pure pot still. They can take the plates out, or they can run it as with some continuous distillation in there. These I'm not sure. They're calling them pot distilled. I don't know if that means it's just batch distillation and the plates are pulled out, or if maybe they're playing with their with the statements on the label. I don't know, but it smells fantastic. Oh my god, yes. So when I did the rums from Madeira, there were some Raisinhos that threw a gasoline nose at me. And this blend, we're starting with the blend. Yeah, we've got, it's not, the gasoline note is not as potent, but it is there. Yeah, we got some, just like gasoline, you're pumping your gas, and you kind of pull it out, and a little bit kind of drops out on your shoe. It's that smell. Oh, I kind of love it. I mean, I'm a wine nerd. I love old Rieslings. I cannot not love that kind of raw petrol nose. But there's also a fair bit of fruit on this. There's some lemon lime peel, which is not unusual in cane juice rum. But I'm also getting a fair amount of like stone fruit. There's some peachy nectarine character in this, which is unusual. Certainly some wet stones. The fruit is very, very interesting. is that? Yeah, it's peach nectarine, but also like a little bit of, I'm going to say gooseberry in there. Yeah, there's a little bit of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, honestly. Yeah, okay. Absolutely, there's like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc thing on this. Other stuff, I mean, there's certainly a little bit of savory elements. There's a little bit of fennel, but not too much. There's a lot of olive juice on this. Green and black olive juice. I mean, it smells very raw. It's very intense. Like, I can smell it. I'm smelling this stuff from here. Like, that far away. It's coming right at me. That is what you call a highly intense nose. Big, loud, attacking right out of the glass. I love it. On the palate. A little more buttoned up on the palate. Yeah, playing a little safer on the palate, but that's not a bad thing. This is still fantastic. You are getting some. Imagine making some rock candy, but putting a little bit of aniseed in there, a little bit of salted licorice, chopped up in your rock candy. There's a little bit of that in here. There's some flowers. Did I mention flowers in the nose? There's flowers in the nose. There's some like kind of crushed flower elements in this. Lemon peel, lime peel again. Crushed rock. I mean, I'm not tasting gasoline on this, but when I kind of, after I swallow and I kind of inhale some air, I do get some gas fumes. I don't know if that counts. This is fun. It's definitely got the kind of olive juice character in there. A little bit of like a tomato core. It's not tomato itself. It's like you finish, kind of. You take some Roma tomatoes and you chop the fruit parts off to throw into a sauce or something, and you've got the cores left. It's a little bit like you nibbled on that. There's a little bit of that. It's got the well, not so much peach on the palate, but a little bit of the nectarine that's coming through. Really nice rum. I do like the nose better than the palate, but the palate's pretty good too. It's solid mouth presence, more than solid. That's solid. It's quite good. But the nose is, I'm not gonna lie. It's the nose that's winning me over. Anytime I get gasoline on a cane juice rum, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be talking to you with a big old smile on my face. Let's give it some water. 1 squirt. Two squirts might do it. Let's see. Yeah. I'll give it like a half a squirt more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is the blend. It is a blend of basically these two, the yellow and purple canes. So let's move on to the yellow. Yes, we're one rum in and I've already got a banger. I am very pleased. Okay. Mater Yellow Cane, 52.8% ABV. I don't know the harvest, the batch number or anything on this. I know these were the first releases, the 2024 releases. Quieter on the nose. Interesting. We're definitely, we're on like a kind of crushed tomatoes thing. Like much more minerally, crushed tomatoes, rocks, crushed sea cells, white pepper, interesting floral characteristics too. Olive juice. What is that? It's floral, but it's almost more like a savory perfume. I'm not a perfume cologne. I'm not a scent guy, but I imagine if someone set out to create like a savory perfume, it might smell a little bit like this. Lemon lime peel again, but also like a little bit of like a lime spritz in there. A little bit of like a toasty element as well, well, it's got the gooseberry thing, but it's like burned gooseberries, if that makes sense. Interesting. It's a much less intense nose than the blend, which is interesting. It's nice. I like it, but it's not hopping out of the glass and attacking me like the first one was. On the palate, ooh. The rock candy thing I was getting on the palate of the first glass, I think this is the one that was doing that. Really, really intense on the black licorice rock candy element. And I like it. Aniseed driven. There's some like diced flowers in this. Little squirt of olive juice. Little squirt of lime juice along with some lime peel, lemon peel, orange peel too. Minerality, rocks, seashells. But it's all kind of like built around this core of black licorice and rock candy, which I'm really enjoying. I don't know if I don't know if it's beating the blend though, and the blend is cheaper. Okay. Come on. 1 squirt, 2 squirts, and let's do 0.5. We'll come back to this. 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, these two would be very close in scores. Let's see if the purple can pull away. By the way, if these are just exactly the same quality, I'm not even mad, because that means there's 3 good ass rums on the shelf. And that's never bad. Ooh. That shut me up. Okay, so the gasoline thing I was getting in the blend, this is where that was coming from. Oh my god, so gasoline-y. It's not actually more gasoline-y than the blend was. Actually, it is a little bit. It's not as intense. No, how do I say this? The level of intensity is the same, but it's not like. So it's hopping out of the glass any more than the first glass was, but it feels like the gasoline component has more of a proportion of what's coming out. Yeah, this is another one where I can smell it from like here. Yep. Don't even have to put my nose in the glass. Really savory, like just olives soaked in gasoline, and I love it. Also getting a little bit of that kind of like tomato core thing on this too. It's not floral, this one. It's more, we're leaning more towards herbs and savory stuff. There's some oregano. Certainly some rocks, some minerality. Huh. But yeah, this is really gasoline, olives, savory stuff, and I love it. I really like this nose. Gun on my head, I don't know if I like it more than the blend, though. Still, again, on the palate. 54%, so a little bit stronger. And yeah, it is actually a little bit more punchy than these two. I'm not sure if that's the proof or it's just the cane. I mean, lots of ways behaves a lot like the blend on the palate. More buttoned up. You do get kind of like, you do get the gasoline thing on the inhale, but not really tasting that aspect, which maybe is a good thing. Rocks, olive, a little bit of fennel, not too much. Herbs, oregano, touch of basil. Rocks, crushed rocks. I'm really fond of these. Like all of these. Like I was a little bit disappointed with the was it with the Europans a couple of weeks ago when they broke things out into single varietals. These I like. These just, they feel like a little bit of a step up. I'm enjoying this. And they also, they just don't taste like something from the Caribbean or from Mexico or from that half of the world. These taste like their own thing, and I like that. This is really good. The question in my brain is just, is it beating the blend? And I don't think it is. But we'll see. No, wait. Maybe the finish is hanging on just a little bit longer. Maybe. I want to see what water does. 2 squirts. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a little stronger. Let's give it 8. 8 drops. All right, we are moving away from Sicily. We are moving to Alto Adige, still in Italy, but way northeast Italy, sort of in. I mean, basically, you're in the Alps at this point. This is wine territory. This is, I mean, you get some Pinot Grigio, but do you really care about Pinot Grigio? I'm a wine person. I don't really care about Pinot Grigio. I care about Gewürztraminer, and they do some absolutely killer Gewürztraminers in this region. This is Roner Distillery, and the city is, there's a bunch of different names for it because everything up there has the Italian name and the German name, but call it Termeno for today. Termeno in Alto Adige. Roner is they make a ton of different stuff, but this is their R74 Rum Bianco, and it is it's molasses distilled, but again, it's one of those cases where they have hybrid stills. So they have, a pot still with a neck with a bunch of plates on it, and I don't know if they were running this as entirely batch distillation or if they had the plates in. I don't know. We shall see, however. This is an older bottling. It's bottled 2017, but I'm super duper excited to try this. Alpine rum. 52% ABV on the nose. Ooh. Wow, that's not what I was expecting. I don't know exactly what I was expecting. So I was expecting, in my brain, is this going to be leaning more in the direction... I was expecting something more like the Scottish rums, which are just kind of like, generic, pleasant, distilled molassesy stuff. Or I was expecting something that would bring a lot of Alpine elements, some trees and that stuff. This is not that at all. This smells like a pizza. And we're not anywhere near Naples. No, it smells like Chicago deep dish is what it smells like. I'm dead serious. If you went to Giordano's, the Giordano's in the Loop, why not? And you ordered a Chicago-style deep dish pizza with cheese in the middle and a big old sea of tomato sauce on top, and you told them to throw extra fennel and olives into it. This is kind of what it would smell like. And I love it. Intensely tomatoey, like baked tomatoey. There is a little bit of like a mozzarella element in this. Not really the crust, but the crust in Chicago deep dish, it doesn't matter anyway. No one cares. Yeah, fennel, olives, a little bit, not pepperoni actually. So there is some salami though. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm throwing out all kinds of like stereotype, typical Italian things for this, and I don't mean to. That's just what it smells like. There is some like roadside pebbles to this, basil, absolutely, a little parsley too, like very leafy. Okay, like I was expecting to, given the pedigree on this, given this is a distillery that does not specialize in rum at all, I was expecting to be underwhelmed by this, and I'm gonna shut up and let this do its thing. Really fun, incredibly savory nose. Like it smells like eau de vie of Chicago deep dish. That's what it smells like, and I love it. On the palate. Where did you go? So I was so expecting to have like an Italian Alpine, circa Clarin experience in my mouth. I so was expecting that. And it does not do that at all. It arrives, there's a nice hit of like aniseed and fennel. There's some I would say like a fennel bubblegum thing. There's a little bit of basil in there too. Hippie toothpaste in bubblegum form. And there's a nice arrival. Lots of things happening in the front of the mouth. No, not lots. A couple of things happening in the front of the mouth. And then it's just kind of gone. I'm left with a little bit of white pepper, a little, halo of herbaceousness. This thing, it just doesn't do much in the mouth. My heart is broken. Jesus. It's nice. Oh my God. Maybe it'll come alive with water, but right now, okay. Hippie toothpaste, bubblegum. There's a little bit of nice burst of flowers in there. A little basil. But everything is happening in the front of my mouth, and then it's just gone after a second. There's not that much there to start with. That's crazy. I mean, the nose is so bonkers and so like we are in Rum Town, crazy savory territory, and the palate just does not back that up at all. I mean, it's pleasant. There's nothing wrong with it. What am I supposed to say? Like, I'm grasping for little bits of yum as they show up, and it's not cashing the check that was given to me by the palate. Okay, all right. I want to see what this does with water because the palate might come alive with some squirts. I don't know. We'll see. So Yeah, some surprises happening in the European rum video. I don't think it's going to happen, y'all. I want it to happen. I want this to be a thing, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, let's move to Germany. We are going to Baden-Württemberg in, the southwest of Germany. And we are, so this is like also tremendous eau de vie territory. They distill everything there. And this particular distillery does absolutely distill everything. So this is from Brennerei Feller. Sorry, my German is terrible. Please forgive me. Feller Distillery. Let's just go with that. And this is their rum. This is their a 2024 white rum that they released for the German Rum Festival that year. And it sounds like a lot of fun. So it's Nicaraguan molasses. Again, they're using a hybrid still, and I don't know if they're using the plates or not. I don't. But what is fun is it's an 8-month-long fermentation with dunder, and it's bottled at 58.7%. So that's promising. Like, that is Calvados length fermentation. Let's see what we got here. All right. Come on, Germany. Let's save this. What in God's name? What am I smelling? Okay. Very fruity. What? This smells like a liqueur. What is that? It smells like a limoncello. That's exactly what this smells like. This smells like a limoncello. Done. Like you went, like you're wandering around northern Italy somewhere, and you find some rums. You find some nuns on the street, and like they're selling their limoncello that they made themselves. And you buy a bottle, and you go back to your hotel, and you chill it down, you pop it open, you give it a big whiff. That is a smell. This smells like limoncello. Oh, but there's like a savory thing in the back there. You got a little bit of tomato paste, a little bit of like a fresh mint thing, or like a muddled mint thing. Really, really bonkers nose. A little lime there too, so maybe it's like a little... What's the name for like a limoncello? I don't know. A little bit of that in there too. But this smells like a liqueur. It really does. Some flowers, but it's like citrus florals. So maybe key lime. I'm sure there's some minerality in there, and I'm just not getting it because I am so overwhelmed by the lemon lime liqueur thing. This is why I do this channel. Like, I did not know that my bros in Baden-Württemberg were distilling 8-month fermented Nicaraguan molasses, and the result would be, limoncello in the glass. That said, the previous glass also smelled amazing and was a little bit of a disappointment on the palate. So let's see what this one does on the palate. Oh, this is fun. I wish I had a full bottle of this. Damn, this is not big. This sample is not big enough. Oh. Completely distinctive. Every so often this channel, we've had a couple of this here, but every so often this channel, I taste something that I've just never, ever had before in my mouth. This is one of those things. So limoncello again, with some lime. But there's absolutely like a floor cleaner element to this. There's some Fabuloso involved. Gravel, rocks, some flowers. You've got the key lime, the kind of aromatic citrus flowers, but you've also got some like actual flowers in here. I don't want to drink too much of this because I need to stretch this out. This is tremendous. This is very, very, very good. And it's also just, this is very different. I don't know what I would think this was in a blind tasting. I would think infusion. It really tastes like did they just put some sweet citrus in this? And it does not taste like everything in this came out of molasses, but God, it's good. This is fun. I don't know if the folks at Feller Rumreich will do something like this again, but if you can find this and try this, yeah. Give this a few squirts, see what it does with water. I don't want to overwater it, though, because I don't have much in here. Let's start with 3. I will leave it there, because I don't want to kill this. This is a precious gem right here. Okay, last glass. Our second Feller Rumreich. This is another release from the 2024 German Rum Festival. This is Bourbon Cask, number 795, and it is from an ex-Woodford Reserve double oak cask. So originally, sorry, let me see what I got. Put in barrel in 2022, obviously dumped in 24, so it's 2 years old. And this is a little bit more modest on the fermentation. It's only 24 days on this. Also using their little hybrid still thing. I don't know where their plates, I don't know. The interesting thing about this, 70.8% alcohol by volume. So clearly they were not paying attention to American and Scottish standards in terms of barrel strength. Let's see what we got on the nose. I mean, it's a spicy boy. I am definitely getting, some a numbing sensation on my nose from the alcohol. Come on. But beyond that, vanillas. A lot of American oak. I'm not going to lie. Vanillas, florals, mixed field flowers. Honey, spring honey, clover honey, linden honey. Definitely some orange in there, like candied orange. There's a lot of candy stuff in here. My nose is starting to hurt. This is very strong. Not gonna lie, I'm used to nosing aged stuff right around the 60, maybe 65% point. This is a lot. Okay, there are some rocks in there as well. I don't know what kind of rocks, but a certain minerality. Little hint of fennel on this as well. Kind of a spun sugar thing. Or, no, that's not, what is that? Turbinado sugar. And I guess that's about it. I'm going to stop nosing now because it hurts. Sorry. Okay, on the palate. Here we go. Whoa. Kind of has some mouthwash energy, but I like it. vanilla, mint and basil. But it's not fresh. It's like almost a mint basil mouthwash, but nice. Mix of lighter honeys, turbinado sugar, a certain nuttiness to this, almost a nut liqueur thing. Interesting. Very floral, especially on the finish. Big old burst of flowers. White pepper. It's just hard to pour more out of this because the alcohol is such a... Like, I'm trying to peek through the alcohol. So I really want to... I will get more notes out of this when I add some water, but initial impressions are good. I like this. There's also some like candied lime in here, along with candied orange. This is fun. But if I had to choose between these two, at this point, I like the 8-month fermentation thing. All right, let's give this some water. Probably a lot of water. 2, 3, 4. I will probably need more than 4, but I'm going to try it. I need more than 4. 5. Ah. 6, and I'm going to stop there. God almighty. Okay. Whew. Back through these again. Let's give it a score. Yeah, I kind of like all of these, including, for me, kind of going to the second round, the Roner is kind of in the rear of the pack, and even this has a fantastic nose. So, yeah, Europe can do rum. Wow, okay. Back to Sicily. Back to the Maters blend. Let's see what we got. Quiets down a little bit on the nose. Yeah, not as intense. But you still got the same elements there. Gasoline, lemon, lime, certain sugary candy thing, black licorice, rocks, vague mix of flowers and herbs. Okay, I think I like the nose better. Neat, but that's just because it was such a lot to have on the palate. I feel like I needed that second sip after the big Feller over there. Yeah, this is good. Definitely gets kind of more refined with water. It extends the mouth presence, extends the finish, firms up the texture. It's just a really nice cane juice rum. What can I say? Pretty much same notes as before. You're just keeping. you're just upping the texture, and kind of stuff holds on a little bit longer. Complaints could be longer in the mouth. I'm not really getting any tonsil tickling on this. With water, there's maybe a little bit of orange, like a little orange pulp that kind of creeps in. But that's about it. I like this. It's very, It's its own thing. It's a different experience than what you're getting in the Caribbean or Mexico, for example. North America. I like this. What I'm going to call it? Flirting with 86 plus, but with the way it kind of falls off a little bit on the nose, I'll call it an 86. 86 flat for this Mater blend. Let's see if the single canes can beat it. Good rum. Yellow cane from Mater. Yeah, this is the quietest of the bunch on the nose. Very reserved, very minerally. But there's a quiet fruitiness. It's got that, like pear, pear slices, nectarine slice thing. Just a little bit of pool water coming out now. Interesting. On the palate. Same thing. Same as it was. Black licorice rock candy. Oh, I don't know. I'm torn on this. I like the nose on the blend better. And I think it has a little bit more complexity on the palate. This has more texture, though, and a little bit more length in the finish. I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to give it the same score. 86 points out of 100. Double 86. Let's see if we can make it a trio. Moving on to Mater Purple Cane from Alma Distillery. Now with some water on the nose. I love that gasoline note. And yet, I don't think on the nose, it's got more of the gasoline thing going on, but I don't think it's actually beating the blend on the nose. More gasoline, more lime, orange stuff. Super duper aromatic, very floral too. Fun nose. See what happens in the palate. Here we go. Again, kind of like the yellow cane, pretty much where it was before. Interesting. This is the blend, but both the single varietals have a little bit more texture on them, a little bit more length in the finish, and yeah, a little bit better mouthfeel, just a little, just a hair. I do like these flavors. I mean, kind of the same set of flavors as it was back before. This is pretty much how I remember it, but let me try the blend again. If I remember, try the purple again. I can't give it a high score. It's close, but the blend is probably the weakest in terms of mouth presence. but not by much. And it does have a little bit more complexity to it, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to call it a Triple 86. I think these are all very good. And since the blend is the cheapest of the bunch, I'd say just buy this. And if you really like it, you can go back and buy the other two too, because if you're watching this, you're a rum nerd. You just are. All right. Moving on to the continent. Back to the Rhône. Please be good. If the nose like crashes out because I added water to it, I'm going to be sad, because that was the best part of this rum. Nope, nose is still really fun. It still smells like eau de vie of deep, Chicago deep dish. And by the way, I am tired of people crapping on Chicago deep dish, like as a food, as a culinary tradition. Like, is it, it's not, don't think of it as pizza. Think of it as like a regional casserole. And if you put it up against like other regional casseroles in the US, I don't think it loses. I think it probably wins against the vast majority of cases. As a regional casserole, would I take it over hot pot? Oh my God, yes, in a minute. So yeah, don't stop hating on Chicago deep dish. It is delicious. It is phenomenal hangover food. It's not pizza, and that's okay. It's its own little thing. Back to the Rhône. Sorry. Eau de vie of Chicago deep dish on the palate. This makes me so mad. Like, I want to punch a wall. Like, the nose is so fun and so amazing. And it's so weird. And I just want to, like, run around to everyone out there on the street and tell them to smell this. But then on the palate, it's just... there's just not a lot there. Like, it's a burst of rocks and fennel and a little basil, and then it's gone. It's just gone. Like, why? Why is it like this? It's not bad. It's not bad. We're not... I'm going to try to pull myself together. We are not... This is still better than some of the less interesting Scottish rums I tried in the previous video. But the nose is promising so much better, so much more interesting than what this is on the palate. And, yeah. I feel like I need to throw in some kind of emoji onto this to express the score accurately. I'm going to call this, like... What do I call this if I rate this objectively? Terrific nose. The palate isn't even that bad. It's just bad compared to the nose. It's short. What do I score this? God almighty. I will call this... is there a pizza emoji? I'm going to see if there's a pizza emoji. I will call this an 83 pizza emoji, because I want to signal to you that the nose is incredible. It smells like, delicious Chicago deep dish. 83 pizza. Oh, my Sharpie is failing me. But, like... You break this down to the fundamentals of how it behaves on the palate, and yeah, it's an 83. So that's what I'm going to score it. Let's move on. I'm going to remember this one. I really will. Sometimes it's not the best things in the world that stick with you. It's just like the seesaw of feelings that stick with you. Let's move on. But speaking of feelings, let us try this Feller Rumreich again. On the nose before, we were really more on limoncello. Now we're on Fabuloso. Anyone who has worked like a job where you have to mop the floors on a regular occasion, you know this smell. Fabuloso spiked with limoncello and limecello, whatever the proper name for that is. Plus a couple of rocks thrown in and some flowers. That's what this smells like, and I love it. If you did work that job and it's traumatized you, maybe stay away from this rum because it's going to give you flashbacks. But still, on the palate. Oh, especially on the second sip. This is awesome. This is really, really good. I don't know how to. It tastes like if you started with Fabuloso and then made it the most delicious thing in the world. Like that's where we are with this. Delicious Fabuloso. I'm going to give this... What am I going to give this? 87 flat. 87 flat. Yeah, let's go with that. 87. Really good rum. Is it better than the blend? Let me try the Monterey again. The Monterey's not that far behind, but the Fabuloso rum just beats it in terms of, presence, in terms of complexity, just a little bit. And now the one that was kind of like physically painful a little bit on the first round, the Rumreich 70.8%er on the nose. Much, much easier to nose. Oh, it's so friendly. And really, I am sorry, Germany, so American. This smells like cream soda. Yeah, like cream soda on, poured on top of a mix of herbs and rocks. Along with some different citrus peels, lemon, lime, orange. It smells very young, and it is, but it also smells freaking delicious. Beautiful. Let's see what we got on the palate. That's pretty good. The yolk comes out a little bit with water. I don't know if it's necessarily a loss because there's a sweet spot with this stuff, like probably around 50% ABV, where you find a balance. Right now, I feel like I've gone past the sweet spot a little bit and maybe brought a little bit too much oak into this, but it's still very nice. I mean, yeah, cream soda, vanilla, just good old American oak, honeys, brown sugar. But then you get your rummy notes. You've got your basil, a little bit of mint, fennel, touch of olive, white pepper. Yeah, citrus peel as well. In some ways, just like a really classically built rum. Really, it's young, it's bright. It's not, it's not showing any signs of age at all. We're not getting any tertiary notes whatsoever, but it's good. Score-wise, is this beating the Materas? That's the big question. It's not beating the Materas, but it is kind of matching them. I'm going to call this also an 86. 86 points for this. And yeah, that is your video. So you have got a big old confluence of scores right in the middle, but at the bottom, and a little bit of a heartbreaker for me, is the Roner. 83 Pizza. An amazing nose. I love the nose on this. The palate does not deliver. I mean, it's fine, but the nose is just so far beyond what the palate is actually giving you. 83 Pizza. Then you got a whole mass of stuff at 86. All the Materas. If you're going to pick one to buy, I would just buy the blend and then buy the others because you're a nerd. And also the, this was for the bottle for the German Rum Festival, but something like this, 86 points. For the Fuller Rumreich. And then your winner is this 8-month fermented thing from the same distillery, which tastes like a limoncello had a baby with some Fabuloso, and I loved it. 87 points. Thanks for watching, and cheers. I don't know what we're going to do next time. Maybe some whiskeys. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye.